We are back beyond the block, focusing on Gwinnett County. I'm Traci Leath.
And I'm Candice Williams.
And we are excited to be here with you sharing some great conversations, some local insights, and some wonderful insider tips about all things Gwinnett.
Yeah.
Candice.
So if you had a chance to check out our last couple of episodes, you know that we talked about events, we talked about who we are, we talked about the community that we are connected to. And so one of the things we wanted to do today was give a little bit more insight from a market perspective based on our profession. And I told you in the beginning when we did our introduction, like we would be amiss if we didn't give education tips along the way or just relevant tips with regard to the real estate market and what we do on a day-to-day basis and what we see. Definitely helps to be able to keep you aware, but also keep you informed and ahead of the curve. And that's really what we want to kind of lean into today.
Making sure you are empowered while you're out there researching and just getting yourself ready to jump into the market. Whether you're looking to buy or sell or just want to know what's going on and be able to talk relevantly about what's happening in the real estate market.
Sure. So what we want to call this segment is market magic.
Market magic.
Like decoding current real estate trends in the market. And so I think despite where you are, you will find that this information is relevant, but also specifically we'll highlight a few things about Gwinnett County because that is the beyond the block target area that we focus on.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about like just local market trends. What's happening? What are you seeing as a realtor? And I'll talk about what I see on the other side as a lender.
Absolutely. And it is important to know that what is happening in Gwinnett County can really vary within the county, within the local markets, within the local cities that make up the county. There are about 14, 16 cities making up Gwinnett County, and it can look so vastly different depending on where you are within that county. True. So some areas you can see some lower prices and homes sitting on the market a little bit longer, but in other areas, other markets, Lawrenceville, you can see homes moving quickly, not staying on the market very long at all. A lot of investor opportunities, fixer-upper opportunities, and lots of new construction, of course.
Which is good.
Yes, so that is always a very good thing to see, giving more options to buyers who are out there. Sellers, it makes it more competitive for you if you are looking to sell your home, new construction out there, so you really have to make sure your home is up to par and ready to be priced and marketed at its best. So what about you from the mortgage side?
I would say the same thing. I would say certain areas definitely are going to command a higher price range, and it's based on highway access sometimes. It could be based on local school system. It could be based on amenities, I'm going to call them, in the area. You know, retail, convenience, things of that nature. I would say in Gwinnett County, the highest price that I see, well, let me say this, not the highest price I've ever seen, but the average price from a high-end perspective, I would say is probably going to be in the 800,000s. Of course, you'll have your $1 million homes and things of that nature, but those are not seen as frequently and don't turn over as quickly as those that are, I would say, high-end 800,000. On the other side, if I think about the lower financing, loans that I've done, if it's an investment property, I've seen them as low as $80,000-$90,000. It's a fixer, though. Like, let's be real.
Tear it down, start over.
So let's just it's a fixer. Like, make sure you don't think you and your family are going to move in tomorrow.
That's right.
In that lower price range. But I would say average price, I typically see in the Gwinnett Metro. I don't want to say Metro and people think I'm talking about Metro Atlanta, but the Metro for Gwinnett County, I would say is probably about 460, 450 is the new normal.
That's right. That's it.
That's the new normal. Right. And that still requires, depending on the age of the property, some work.
Right.
So I think it's that sweat equity that really builds credibility and value in this market overall.
What it takes to make the home your home, because you want to make it personal to you anyway. So you can expect to do some things to, whether it be changing the color of the walls or ripping out the carpet, putting down those hardwood floors or whatever it might be, changing out some windows. Some small projects like that can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. The other trend I see right now, of course, is interest rates.
Oh, yes. All eyes on interest rates. All eyes on interest rates.
Interest rates, and they're falling, and so
Yes.
that's the benefit right now, but also turns into like a little bit of a curse at the same time, right? So as interest rates fall, then affordability increases. So I have interest rates falling, I have affordability increasing, and guess what's happening? The competition
Going up.
is going through the roof.
That's right.
So you get into what you'll talk about as competitive situations, but on September 18th will be the final date of the Federal Reserve meeting.
Yes.
And as a result, we are anticipating, just based on, I would say speculation a little bit, but also insiders, that there will be an interest rate cut, at least 0.25%. And some people are like, oh, that's nothing. That's a big deal.
Yes.
We're talking about the difference between affordability increasing by, $100 to $200, which can make all the difference in the world on a monthly mortgage payment.
Absolutely.
So September 18th is definitely something to watch, but also a market trend that's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay.
You get excited.
I know.
This is good stuff. Okay, go ahead. You go.
So even with that, people have been waiting. If you've been on the sidelines waiting for the interest rates to go down, just know that once that happens, you weren't the only one that was waiting for the interest rates to go down. So you will see competition greatly increasing. So just be ready for that, and we'll get into that too, just to make sure that you are putting the strongest you out there that you can. And that's what we're here to do, to make sure that you are equipped and ready for the market, so that you can be the game changer in the offering process as well. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to just be you jumping back out there with these when these interest rates go down. A lot of people have been waiting on it, so just be ready. We'll make sure you are.
I wanted to post this GIF, meme, whatever you want to call it, this morning of Double Dutch, right?
Oh, yes.
Because everybody's on the outside, like waiting to jump in, right? But you got to have the perfect timing, which is now, right?
Absolutely.
And the only way you can do that is to get pre-approved.
Right.
Like, you need to know where you stand.
Yes.
There is no point in looking at a house that's $800,000 and you love it because of all the aesthetics, but your budget and your debt says $450.
Yes.
That is heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
So
It is.
really,
Seen it happen. It does
happens
happen.
every single day. So, getting pre-approved, I would say, is probably the thing that you want to do first.
Right.
In order to make sure that you check the box. Am I ready? Number one. Number two, what do I qualify for?
Exactly.
And number three, if I don't qualify for what I want right now, then what do I need to do to remedy, repair, wait?
Right.
Waiting is a real thing.
And it's nothing to be scared of. Don't be afraid of the pre-approval process, because it is your strength. It's your superpower.
Yeah.
Because once you have that pre-approval in place, your time is not wasted, your energies aren't wasted. You know exactly what you can afford, and you know how far you want to stretch that. Do you want to max out your budget? But remember, you do have to live every day.
Yeah.
So just a talking point too. More talking points come out of it. But don't be afraid of that pre-approval process. It's to strengthen you and make sure you are putting the best you out there when you're ready to put those offers in.
That's so true. I mean, and I hear people say, but Candice, if you pull my credit, I really don't want my credit pulled. Right. But you'll have a problem letting Nordstrom's or Macy's pull your credit in order to get a 20% discount at the register. Like, come on now.
Right.
Like, what's the where are our priorities and where's the value associated?
Absolutely.
But that's the buyer tip.
Right.
I would say in today's market, as a buyer, and you see these market trends happening, the first thing you can do is to get pre-approved.
Yes.
Define your purchase price, define your purchase eligibility, know what programs are available for you and to you, and then at that point, make a decision if you want to entertain the market.
Absolutely.
What about sellers?
On the seller side, it's important to know the market, know what's sold around you, know what's available, what's active on the market around you, and know what has not sold around you. And determining your price point is key.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the strongest part next to marketing. Pricing your home is important, because if it's priced too high, then it will sit longer and it'll increase those days on the market. And if it's priced on point, you'll see the activity, you'll see the showings, you'll see the traffic coming through the open houses. And if it's priced too low, then you know.
Yeah, well.
Hey, it is what it is. You'll see a surge of activity taking place there. So we've seen it from all those spectrums. So just be ready and be informed, and because you want to net the most out of the investment that you have taken on and held on to.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure you net the most that you can from this investment.
Yeah.
So marketing and pricing are key for you as you get ready to sell your home and put it out there on the market. And knowing all those statistics about what's been happening in your area is key. And we'll make sure that you have that information and that you are armed so that you are ready and put in a viable home on the market that's ready to sell.
And that's not just based on how I feel about my home,
Right.
right? Because I could be super passionate.
Mm-hmm.
I love my home. I could think it's the best house on the block.
That's right.
But at the same time, you actually have resources and tools and can provide analysis
Absolutely.
to tell you how your house is positioned as
Right.
well. So this is a science
Exactly.
more than it is a feel or emotion associated. So keep that in mind too as a seller. And that's hard to do. I will say that as well. I live in a home that was built 30 years ago, and incrementally we've had to make changes along the way just to kind of compete with the what if should we decide to sell.
Right.
And that is what you love doesn't mean that somebody else
Exactly.
loves.
Those red walls might not be, though you love those red walls, that might not be what's most appealing to the buyers. And you just have to appeal to their emotions and not your emotions, because it's not about you, it's about who's going to next own your home. So just making sure your home is ready and that you're putting it out there in the best light. Curb appeal is important. What your home looks like on the outside is important. It all impacts the value and the pricing for your home and what people are going to pay for it. So a lot of factors to consider.
Absolutely. So as a seller, the primary advice is to maximize the profit.
Yes, absolutely.
By whatever means necessary.
Yes.
And use real data in order to substantiate the value of your home and not the emotional connection that you have with the property. Because guess what? If you're selling, you're going to build an emotional connection with another property, right?
That's
so,
right.
so kind of like letting go a little bit, but maximizing the profits is ultimately the best value, I think, of real estate, purchasing real estate and growing wealth.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I guess the takeaway for everything for this episode is it's not about finding the perfect home, but it's about winning the game, the market game.
Right.
And so when you have tips like we just shared and information in order to make better and informed decisions and understand timing, then you're in position to win the game.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's really what it's about.
That's what it's about.
And that's what we're here for.
That's right. That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right. Absolutely.
We're all vested together to make it happen.
This is perfect. So here's your call to action, because I think everybody needs a call to action.
Always.
Stay ahead of the trends.
Yes.
If you are renting and preparing to buy, get pre-approved. You can do that by reaching out to me directly, and I will walk you through that process. I promise you, it is not as intensive as people make it seem. It is a very quick conversation, and at least you know the key points.
Right.
The other thing is, if you're a seller, know what your house is worth. Reach out to Traci.
Yes.
Get an analysis. What's the proper name for the analysis?
Home valuation.
There you go.
So we'll look at what's sold in the market, what homes are like yours that have already sold or are currently on the market. Have they been upgraded? If so, what have they done? How much did they put into it? How does that compare to your home? Is there a pool? Is there not a pool? Just different components and different aspects to compare. We want to compare apples to apples as much as possible. We don't want to compare a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom ranch house to a 6-bedroom, 2-story, 3-story traditional home. So we want to do apples to apples. So empowering your journey, that's why we are here, and we want to be your resource to give you the information to make you strong out there in the market.
So leave a comment. subscribe,
Absolutely.
contact us directly because our numbers are posted everywhere.
Yes.
But reach out to us seriously for your personalized market analysis, and that's the key. Personalized specifically to you based on your unique scenario and needs, because we know no two buyers are alike, no two sellers are alike.
And it's going to be based on real-time data. No third-party data, no third-party auto-generated resources, real-time data from market activity within a quarter mile, a half mile of your home.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'm Candice.
I'm Traci.
And we are Beyond the Block. Hope today's episode was helpful. We will talk to you soon. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and reach out to us so we can complete your personalized market analysis.
And turn on post notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes.
You don't want to miss this.
That's right.
Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.